Hello, Gang. Actually, we need to start on a different save file. Well, we don't need to, but... already have something prepared on the other save file. So last stream with this team, we didn't quite manage to finish all of the grinding, so we didn't get to the dome yet. Still have to level up the Hariyama a bit, or entirely really. And we also need a leaf stone for Shiftry. Now, let's see, that one's still active. I already tried to hunt for one a little bit yesterday, but I couldn't get one. So I'm just gonna show you how you should be getting it, and then if we don't find it very quickly, I will just trade over leaf stone from leaf green. Because I don't want to spend hours for an item that I can literally buy in one of my other cartridges. But this series is about how you can make teams with only emeralds, so I do want to show how it works. So we cannot even get a single encounter because underwater encounters are extremely slow. I did find multiple blue shards, so I can get some water stones, but that's not what we need for this team. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Here. I'm not sure if Illuminate and Compound Eyes can stack. I've heard they can't, so I'm doing it without Illuminate. But underwater, you can find Chinchou, Clamperl, and Relicanth. Chinchou, I'm pretty sure gives the yellow shard for Thunderstone. But we are currently doing a Repel Manip at level 31. And that allows us to only encounter Clamperl and Relicanth. And it's about 50-50. Or I think it is 50-50. And the Clamperl has the blue shard for the water stone, and the Relicanth has the green shard, but I have had no luck getting a green shard, and apparently also no luck getting encounters. You can see why this takes a while. That's 2 repels, well the other one was almost out. And no encounters. Do I still have the correct Pokemon in front? Yeah. See, I'm just gonna show how to get a shard, and then that will be it, I think, for the stream. Or the shard hunting for the stream. Maybe we'll get the green shard on this one encounter. And then we'll switch back to the secret base setup. But I need this save file to have all the Latioses for my secret base, so... since I was already here, let's start with this. Before I move away from this. It would be nice if we could get one encounter. Come on, game. I don't know if the encounter rate here is worse than the other spot I was doing earlier, or maybe it just feels that way because I wasn't really paying as much attention when I was doing this previously. That's another repel. Okay, that's kind of crazy. Also, there's a... there we go. There's a yellow shard up here. Relicanth, okay. Watch me get the green shard right now. Should be 20%, but I've seen a lot of them already. with no luck. Okay, no luck. And we get Rock Tombed as well. Goodbye, Butterfree. And I'll just trade over a green shard. Or a leaf stone, not a shard. But I'll show you... we are currently just above the guy that gives the shard, or the stones, if you trade a shard. I will trade in a blue shard. You only need one, luckily. Imagine you needed 4 or something. This is the yellow shard I just picked up. And we get a Thunderstone. Blue shard, and we get a Water Stone. And I have another blue shard. Another Water Stone. There should be at least 1 shard for every type or every color that you can just find in the overworld. And now we're at Moss Deep, so it's pretty easy to find that spot where you can hunt for this. But instead, we are just going to trade over. Do I have something? Yeah, I have some stuff I can trade. Hello, SRK? Yes, early stream today. Alright, let me get my leaf green ready. I already bought some stones, but not ready to trade yet. 5 AM for you? That is an early morning. Let's see. Leaf stone. Let's hand over a firestone as well. We also don't have one of those yet. Is there a Firestone evolution besides Ninetales in Emerald only? There are some things I want to watch today, and that I want to, in one case, I also want to encourage other people to watch. So I figured I'd do the stream now. Trade this. You can have a Relicanth. You could also hunt with Sweet Sand underwater. I'm pretty sure that works. The problem is for the green shard, Relicanth is a 5% encounter, but to be honest, it might still be faster than just surfing around because that took so long. And you can thieve the other Pokemon as well, because they are also holding shards. Hello Drew, will I play Factory Battle Doubles at some point? Yes. So far, on this save file I've played 1 round. But after I finish my current factory single streak, which probably tomorrow, because I'm currently at 49 wins, so chance I lose pretty high. After that, the next time I play factory, I will probably do doubles. Yeah, you can keep the other stone for now. Well, Relic and Phoebus aren't the lowest encounters. I mean, Phoebus is a very special encounter. Where it can only show up on certain tiles, but then on those tiles it's 50-50. And then Relicant I think is 5%, so what would be more rare is I think Wailord at 1%, but maybe that's only a Ruby thing, I'm not sure actually. Let's see, we need to just dump. Dump you. And then get all our Lotties in the party. They're here. And then we're gonna switch to the other Emerald cartridge. Oops. So we can record mix. So I think the record mix is already ready at the moment. You would like to see me break the world record? Calm down. I don't think that's happening. I'm not that into the factory, and even if I was, the world records are insanely high for factory. I mean, compared to some of the other streaks, they might look really short, but and if you think that you don't understand everything, let's see. About you already have Lucky Egg? Yes. You don't understand how much RNG is involved in the factory. Like the odds you get such a long streak are not high, even if you play perfectly every turn. Maybe in a distant future there will be an attempt, but oh, should not fake out. Let's move that one. It takes a lot of dedication to get such a long streak, and luck. Like, even if you try many times, there's no guarantee you get such a streak. And who knows, maybe in the future I will do serious attempts. for a factory streak, but at the moment, factory is not really my facility. I prefer watching other people suffer over suffering myself. Belly drum. Interesting move. I've not used belly drum in the frontier yet. This is of course high risk. You could definitely make it so it's very possible to pull it off. Need some help from a different Pokemon. So far, I think I've been fairly lucky with my factory streaks. That for both open level and level 50, I had like 2 streaks I lost to random rounds. Just getting unlucky, and then I got past gold. Like both of my attempts that made it past silver made it past gold. And that seems relatively lucky, especially for someone who's not very experienced with the factory. I definitely could have had worse drafts. Although on the current streak, like the last 2 rounds were fairly painless. But the stream before, we definitely could have had some better drafts, but we managed to get through. But I generally prefer being able to build my team and then use that. I'm pretty excited about the doubles team we're currently using with Dugong. It feels good so far. So I'm excited to see how far we can get with it. We might do a bunch of attempts. But maybe we can break my PB of 289. Finally get to 300 or more wins. Goedemiddag, Derek. Are we doing pretty good so far? I was thinking of doing this stream yesterday, but I was mentally exhausted yesterday, I think. So we're doing it today. And now we have a pretty relaxed start, which is the grind. But when we get to the dome, it's gonna be less relaxed. I have no clue how well or how poorly this team is going to perform. There's definitely gonna be some bad matchups. The main one being... yeah, excuse me. The main one I'm afraid of being Starmie. The Star of Doom. Yeah, if we run into something like Starmie 3 or Starmie 4, which have Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, and they're fast, those are gonna be a problem. We might have to boom on those. There are also 2 Starmies with Bright Powder, but they have only Ice Beam or Thunderbolt, but I'm not gonna know. And I'm pretty sure everyone on my team dies in 1 or 2 hits. So they can only get at most 1 attack off. DOR, you lost your dome streak again. Unlucky. You think your Espeon, Suicune, Metagross team has a few cracks against electrics? Yeah, you have no resist, no immunity. Electrics do sound dangerous. Like, you can beat them, but if you get some bad luck, they can definitely beat you. Because they'll outspeed Metagross and probably 2-shot. Might depend a bit on investment. And Espeon. At least Espeon should outspeed most of them. And 2-shot them. Or maybe you Calm Mind and 1-shot. Or maybe just 1-shot some of them anyway because of the bad IVs in the dome. If you have a modest nature and good IVs and investment. But still. If they don't crit, Suicune can stall them. If. Derek, yesterday you did 3.5k encounters and today you're on 1k? Damn, you're putting in the work. How many encounters do you have on your current phase? Like 7k or something? Or do you already have more? Or are we on a new phase? $8,500. Damn. Already over odds. Hariyama should be a little bit faster than Gyarados because we won't be attacking before the Lati's starting at like level 80. Derek, you were kind of hoping for a quick phase after the last one. But did you have like 11k and 27k or something? No, we will not be using reversal. It is an interesting move, but not for Emerald only. And maybe also just not for Hariyama. But if you have a Salic Berry, Reversal could be very interesting, especially on like Metacham. It was 11k and 27k. Yeah, you're due a little bit of luck. But maybe this phase, it's a lot of encounters, but it's gonna be the one. It's gonna be Slack Off. With a good nature, perfect IVs. Imagine? Yeah. Imagine. That's probably why, like, if I were to shiny hunt, I'd feel like doing eggs, but eggs is so slow. But at least for a Pokemon like Slack Off, where it's only a 5% encounter, eggs is probably a lot faster. But I am not a shiny hunter. I torture myself in other ways. Mostly by doing the frontier. I do get shiny amounts of luck sometimes here. Well, bad luck really. 1 in 10,000 or less likely things happen relatively frequently. So those are my shinies. Derek, if and when you eventually go for rolls, you might just go eggs. Yeah, I would recommend it. Then you can have a very high chance of the nature you want. And if you put in some work, you can have a very high chance of having good IVs as well. Now, IVs are far from guaranteed, especially in Gen 3. But you can have some decent chance if both of your parents have like perfect speed and perfect special attack. Like there's a decent chance you get at least one of those. Hello, Luck Pup. We might do some Battle Tower, Ruby Battle Tower next week to try to steal a good Latias. Or KT on his last stream stole a Timid Latias. So I might ask if he can send me that one. Because then I'll make a multi-battle NPC with Latios Latias. And we can do some test runs. I think that's like one of the better straightforward multi-battle partners for like just random teams. So I might add this to the save file when I share the save file so people can use the secret bases. And maybe I should also increase my tower single streak a bit, because currently it has like a 38 or 37 or 38 win streak. And I'm afraid I might ruin someone's streak if they run into me. The team on that record mix could be dangerous. Hello, Caparius. Luckpup, you played Ruby Battle Tower a lot as a kid. I didn't have Ruby, so I didn't play it until this year. But I had Emerald, so I'm definitely not sad I didn't play Ruby Tower. I got to play a little bit of Emerald Frontier instead. Although for a kid, Ruby Tower is probably better than the Emerald Tower. Was that free already? No, that's free. Yeah, Ruby Tower was way easier. Before I played it, I underestimated how much easier it was. Like, I thought it would be a lot easier, of course. But well, maybe because the AI is random, getting a long streak is somewhat challenging, because they could just randomly use some really good move against you, like you can't switch, stall anything, that sort of stuff. But then I started playing the Ruby Tower and I was like, oh no, this is just infinitely easier. Like the move sets are really bad, the EV spreads are often a lot worse. The badge boost still gives a boost to the player, which is something I only discovered somewhat recently. So that makes you way stronger. So yeah, it's just way easier. Oh, didn't prepare the other save file yet. Now, it can still be a fun challenge to do. But I definitely don't find it as interesting. At least to get a long streak there. Maybe we will do so at some point. I know there's some Japanese player who has like a couple thousand. And I think he used Dust Club, so that's nice. Yeah, the badge boost is very interesting. I discovered it because I caught a Latios and I outsped it in the battle, and then I checked it after catching it and it was timid. And it had like 6 more speed or more, maybe. Probably more. It had more speed than I think Zapdos. who outsped it during the battle. So I'm very glad I caught that Latios. Because I was aiming for Timid and I already had Modest, so I didn't really have a reason to catch it, to be honest. Because I thought it wasn't max speed. Hello, Retromad. We're just starting off with a chill grind. Getting to 100, and then we'll trade the team over to my other save file and we'll challenge the dome for the first time with the team. Do I have lucky eggs? I have one. The Hariyama has one right now. That's why we're getting 10,000 experience. But this still takes a while. It is much faster than any other method I know, but it's still slow. Getting to level 50 is really fast though. So for most of my teams, grinding doesn't take very long with the secret base because we're not needing to go to level 100. But for this team, it does take a while. And I wouldn't go to level 100 if the dome didn't give me a massive advantage at level 100. Due to some bugs with how the seeding is determined. Basically, there's an overflow glitch where your seeding depends on like your total stats of all your Pokemon. But for the AI, if one of their stats goes past 255, it becomes like 0 or 1. So they're the most powerful teams with like legendaries like a Tyranitar, Regirock. They overflow in some of their stats. And they end up getting a much lower seeding than usual. And having the higher seed matters because if there is a tie, the higher seed wins. And we have Explosion on our team, so we definitely want to be able to win on ties. And also, of course, a trainer with something like a Regirock couldn't explode on you as well. Although if it's their last mon, that shouldn't really happen. But you could lose to, let's say, Destiny Bond. Hello, Special Reptile. Is it the lucky egg from XD? Or did I get extremely lucky with Chansey? No, and kind of. So actually what I did was I have a very old action replay from Gen 3 as a kid. And that allows me to spawn or change the wild encounters in Leaf Green to whatever I want. So I changed like route 1. I changed to only be Chanseys and then I just thieved them until I got a lucky egg. And that was a lot faster than catching a lot of chances. I thought that was a funny way of doing it as well. I hadn't touched the action replay in forever until recently. I had a lot of fun messing around with it as a kid. Like being able to do playthroughs, but I start out with having a Dratini on Route 1 or something. Papyrus, you wasted like 40 hours of your life trying to get one the normal way? Yeah, I can imagine. Return of the Dome. Yes, Matt. The Dome returns. Yeah, today we're doing Dome. Tomorrow should be a factory stream because I've been doing factory on Sunday. And then I think the stream after that, which might be Monday, might be Tuesday, or even Wednesday, we'll see. Will probably be tower doubles again. I really like the Dugong team. Definitely want to spam it a bit, but I don't want every stream to be the same team. In case people aren't interested in watching whatever I'm obsessed with at the time. Because, for example, when I was spamming the Ancient Curses team in Tower Singles, that's not a very appealing team to watch for a lot of people. So I kind of spammed that one a lot. But I think if... for doubles, it probably... that one is a lot more fun to watch, I think. So that one wouldn't matter as much, but I want to try and have some variety. Luck Pup, you gave yourself a Minun starter in Hard Gold as a kid. Damn, such an OP Pokemon. How could you? I mean, it is good into the first gym, and at least you're pretty good into Scyther for the second gym. But yeah, not the strongest there. Matt, you told Riley to stop the factory last night? What, don't you think he's having fun? I mean, there's a reason why I took like a month break after my factory streak. I don't want to get too frustrated. I've been having more fun with it recently. Might also be because I'm on a good streak again. You can't bear to see your friend continue to suffer, as entertaining as it is. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely seemed like he was getting a little bit too tilted. Good morning, remember. I think the problem for Riley at the moment is that all the other facilities, as long as he doesn't have the team he's breeding for right now for the tower, like I think all of his other teams with shinies only, with the shinies he currently has, they're gonna be kind of bad. So I think all of them could tilt him because he's already kind of tilted, so everything that goes wrong just becomes frustrating. Because he was also getting pretty tilted at the dome. Alright, see you later, Derek. And the dome is definitely a place where if something happens, it's very easy to lose. Like one bright powder, one crit. When you only get 2 Pokemon in a battle, a loss is very easy to get. If Riley didn't care about shiny so much, he'd have 3 100 win streaks by now. Possibly. He likes the challenge. Yeah, I understand. But when you have teams with some glaring weaknesses, and you also get a little bit of bad luck, it can definitely be a little frustrating. Just like when I was using Blossom in the dome and we kept getting unlucky and losing pretty early. And I can have the luxury of like having multiple streaks that I want to work on, and some of those being actually really good teams. So it's not as frustrating. Like if I was grinding, let's say, the doubles rain team I was using early, or like last week, I think we lost that streak. Like that team was super weak. So I could see myself getting pretty frustrated if I was trying to get a pretty high goal with it. And having to grind a lot with a team that I didn't really enjoy using that much. But the Dugong team, so far I'm really enjoying. So even if, let's say my goal is 300 wins and I lose a couple of times, I would be fine. It's the same with my Swampert doubles team. I really enjoy playing that team, even though it's not the best. But it's really fast and fun. So if I wanted to grind a streak with that team, I think I would be fine. Alright, level 75. 3/4 of the way there, right? That's how that works. But using suboptimal teams, and especially if they're shiny, it is a different kind of fun. It can also be very enjoyable. Like, I had a lot of fun getting my win streak with Foulplume, even though the Foulplume was really bad, stat-wise. Like, it still carried us a couple of times. Or a bunch of times, really. And then the clutch against the Dragonite, that was such a memorable moment. We definitely should have lost, but we didn't. That's also part of why I'm not like trying to set any super long streaks with like teams that I definitely know are like super broken. Like I could have a couple hundred wins in tower singles if I wanted to. If I used a really strong team, but I'm really enjoying making teams that are using some like more interesting Pokemon, at least more interesting to me. Like the Ancient Curses team, which I thought was fun, and I might do another streak with like some improvements. See if we can get a better streak than 137. Luck Pup, you commend me for taking on very tedious, frustrating tasks in this game. You're a Dugong fan, so you're glad to see someone use it. Yeah, I think currently Dugong is the most overlooked Pokemon that I'm aware of. It is actually so good. It is crazy. And currently I don't know which Pokemon would be more overlooked. Like, I think Dusclops is an underrated Pokemon, but like the actual high level players of the Frontier, they are aware of Dusclops. They may not have used it as much as, or most of them may not have used it as much as I have. They may not quite see it rated as high or like it as much as I do. I mean, it's got some big weaknesses, but it is really good. But like the average player, I don't think realizes Dusclops is as good as it is. Well, I mean, obviously they don't realize it's as good as it is, but they don't really realize it's good at all. But for Dugong, like, which good player has tried Dugong? I don't think there's a lot, if any. And it's turned out to be quite good. Like, also for Ore, which is PvP, and I did not see Dugong on the tier list for Ore. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm the first one to ever use it, but it has performed well for me. And then also trying it in the arena, and I'm not gonna say it's the best lead ever, because Snorlax is insanely good, but it's quite a good lead. So I want to get a decent streak in arena with a Dugong, so it can be on a leaderboard somewhere. And then I don't know if I can use it somewhere else, like Dome Doubles, maybe. There's a really strong Parasong Lapras team, which that Lapras is better at it than Dugong. But maybe having Fake Out could help on like not quite the same team. Or not quite the same type of team. So I'll probably try to make a Dome Doubles Dugong team. And then I'm not sure if we'll use Dugong elsewhere. I mean, we'll use it in Dome Singles for fun. Piron, wouldn't 6 Blizzies give more XP? Yes and no. Every kill would give a little bit more XP, but it would be much slower. So it wouldn't give more XP. Matt, you like the clubs, but you don't have as much competitive knowledge as us. Yeah, well, if you look at Dusclops, it doesn't look very impressive. Like 130 in both defense and special defense is great, but then I think it's base 40 HP or something, which obviously isn't great. Or maybe it's a little bit more. So you end up not really being that tanky. You're kind of like Shuckle, which has like what, 255 in both defenses, but then has literally no HP. So you still can't really take hits all that well. But then because of pressure, Dusclops becomes really good. And then also having Ghost Curse, which I think is one of the best moves. It's risky, but when you can pull it off, it's one of the best moves in the game. So Dusclops actually becomes insanely good. Luck Pup, you've wanted to play Arena. You haven't in over 15 years. You thought about trying the Dugong. It's worked really well for me. I wish you the best of luck. The Arena is really tough. Like, it's one of the most difficult facilities. At least for, like, getting a long streak. But we did get gold first try. And then the second try we lost to a legendary spammer before gold. Mr. Danny Kicks, you've never known how to EV defensive Pokemon. How would I EV a Dusclops? Well, it depends on your team and what you're doing with it. What I really like to do is have an Intimidate Pokemon with the Dusclops, and then the Intimidate takes care of my physical defense, and then I can invest in special defense. That's the idea anyway. But it depends on your team. Like, I like pairing Umbreon and Dusclops together. So if I don't have an Intimidate Pokemon, I like to go defense investment on the Dusclops, because the things that Umbreon is weak to are mostly physical attackers. Like, let's say Machamp, Heracross. You're afraid of those Pokemon and you want to switch into Dusclops. So Dusclops need to be able to take physical hits. So it depends on your team. And what you want the Dusclops to do. Because if you could go like mixed, but then you're kind of mediocre into both physical and special attackers. I mean, most of them you will tank because you have such good defensive stats, but the Pokemon that are really strong, that you're really afraid of, you'll be kind of struggling with both of them. So it's probably better to just mostly invest in one of the defensive stats and be really good into either physical or defensive, and then have someone else take care of the ones that you aren't as good into. Luck Pup, you want to try the arena because of how unique it is? Yeah, it's very interesting. But it's also very difficult. Which is why I think we're taking a little bit of a break with the Arena Dugong team. Because I don't like the Medicham last. Like, every time we've had to send out the Medicham, there was like a pretty big chance we lost. And we did lose both of our streaks without getting super far. So I might have to change it to something else. I know Magpie has been using Milotic last, which was also a dive Pokemon. So that's something I could look into. Using another diver. I was also looking into having multiple Perish Song Pokemon. Like having my second Pokemon also be Perish Song, but there aren't really more good Perish Song Pokemon, I feel like. Or at least not that fit with Dugong lead. Like if I have Lapras as well, then if we run into a fighting type, we're just losing everything to a fighting type. And then like the best option would probably be Jinx, but Jinx doesn't seem the most reliable. Am I saying the medical champion wasn't a champion? Yeah, kind of. Feel like the medical champion loses to too many things. Running Jinx should be against the rules. I've been, or previously, I was considering Jinx for dome doubles. I haven't really looked into it too much. But it's an interesting Pokemon. Because it's one of the few Pokemon that gets fake tears. It's actually tied for fastest with... I forget which one it is. It's either Plusle or Minun. And Jinx, of course, has pretty good offenses. And Stab Ice Beam is a really good move. Now, Jinx is very frail, which is gonna be the main issue. Like, you're gonna run into Quick Claw Machamp and it's probably just gonna one-shot Jinx. Even though you're supposed to counter it as a Psychic type, or at least it can one-shot. It might need a crit. Last Pokemon should have Explosion for style points. You just lose if you explode in the arena, remember? It's not the dome where you can win on a tie. You just lose. Mad Jinx is not a Pokemon, it's an Eldritch Horror. I mean, it's just hair. It is kind of horror. What is the secret base battles for? You don't know the hidden tech? Well, right now we're just leveling up. And this is the fastest way. But last stream we also used it to EV train. Because it's also the fastest way to EV train. Or at least fast and AFK. Or somewhat AFK. Like, you can also EV train on Dittos in Emerald. And it doesn't require you to record mix all the time. But I think this is probably still faster. Or at least about as fast and doesn't require as much effort. So yeah, we just want to get to level 100 because level 100 is good for the dome. Are there any competitive strategies that use Memento? Seems like the worst move in the game. I've used the Memento team before. It wasn't a very good team. But recently I have been looking into building a tower singles team with Memento. I don't know yet if I will use one. But it definitely is useful. It is mostly for teams where you want to set up a different Pokemon. So you just make the opponent's lead Pokemon very weak. So you can set up on it. And then you sweep. It's very funny because Latios, of course, has Memento. Usually Latios is the Pokemon that you want to set up with. So I thought it would be funny if instead we turned Latios into a lead Memento user. So it has to sacrifice itself instead of the team sacrificing itself to set up Latios. I thought it could be fun. So that might happen. But I'm not sure what the rest of the team would be. Like, we could set up the Latias instead. But then also one of the biggest issues for long dome streaks is like dealing with things like Metagross, who has clear body. And clear body prevents stat drop, so Memento would be useless, you would just die for nothing. And that's obviously not ideal because Metagross is the most common Pokemon, I think. And it's also one of the most dangerous. So you definitely want to make sure you have something. And then there are also other Pokemon that could be an issue, like really anything that can explode on you. Because then you Memento, you die, you send out your next Pokemon, and the AI decides to explode, so then the Pokemon you just dropped other defensive stats on, they're gone, and the AI can send in a new Pokemon that's still completely neutral, and then you get destroyed. And that could just randomly happen to you. Now you could use a ghost type, I suppose. And then at least they can't explode unless they have no other moves. But I don't think there is a ghost type that I would want to use in a Memento team. Or at least not the type of Memento team I'm trying to build at the moment. I mean, maybe you could go Memento into a double team Dusclops? I don't know. But I don't think that would be that good. I checked the EVs on PK Hex and we did get everything correctly, so that's nice. At some point I need to do an Emerald Save tour or update. I don't know if there's been anything super interesting to really update, but I mean, when I share the save file so people can use the secret base, I'm gonna make a video about it and I will do a little bit of a tour because I want to put like a bunch of useful Pokemon in the boxes so people can use those if they want. So I guess you'll get a little bit of a tour then. I also need to go buy some more decorations for my secret base. Can make it look a little bit better. Yeah, there are a lot of things that I want to try building around, and they don't always work out. Or I can't always come up with a good idea for it at the time. So I'll just... a lot of those are like put on hold. And then in the future, maybe I find something that I think will work well. Yeah, as far as I can tell, there are 0 submitted streaks that use Dugong on Smogon. Now, that definitely doesn't mean no one has ever used Dugong. But... definitely think nobody has ever had as much success with Dugong as I have had. And it's definitely fun finding these kind of Pokemon, like the Tangela. That was a lot of fun. That worked really well as well. And I think it's a big benefit of doing these. Some of them are challenge runs, some, I don't know, just trying to build interesting teams. That you discover Pokemon that no one else really uses. And you discover that they're actually quite good. Because a lot of people just only use the strongest Pokemon available for like more serious streaks, longer streaks. And that makes a lot of sense, of course, but there's a lot, I think, that is still underexplored in this game, even though it's so old. There are a lot of Pokemon that could perform well. Like, maybe not world record level well, but pretty well. And I think if that's explored more, I think it would be really good for just like attracting more players maybe who don't just want to use the same Pokemon as everyone else. Like showing people that it's very possible to use Pokemon that are not considered to be super good and get a long streak. Because I don't think like something like world record is the only possible goal. Like just getting a really long streak with some Pokemon you think are really interesting should be it should also be like a goal that even if you don't get anywhere near world record is very commendable. And we should look more at ourselves than at what other people have achieved. Of course, I do think trying to get world records, like Magpie is doing, is very interesting. And I do want to do some serious attempts. Not necessarily for world record, but for some very long streaks. But I'm also really enjoying getting these pretty long streaks with teams that aren't necessarily as strong. Like the Ancient Curses team, which wasn't as strong, but I really enjoyed it. It being weak made playing with it interesting because stalling, which was the team's goal most of the time, or at least we had to stall to achieve our goal of setting up. It was a lot more challenging and required some creative play because we didn't have the strongest Pokemon. Almost at 90. We are getting closer. Yeah, this grind takes a long time, so in the future I think I will do part of the entirety for these teams off stream. Almost dome time. Yes, Derek, almost dome time. Yeah, we'll get to see how much of a struggle it's going to be with this team because there's probably definitely going to be a bunch of struggling involved, especially against psychic type trainers, because Shiftry is the only one not bad into psychic type trainers, and a lot of psychic type Pokemon have moves that are super effective against Shiftry. We might need to make a change to this team. I think we definitely can get gold. Because there's only 40 trainers you need to beat for gold, so you can just get lucky and avoid your worst matchups. But I feel like the previous team, we definitely had a bunch of really bad matchups with the Foulplume / Blossom, with Houndoom and Gardevoir. But because of Destiny Bond, we at least had a way of taking out all the Pokemon we were weak to. So we at least had a chance to beat everything. I don't know if that's the case for this team. I mean, it kind of is. But if you run into a Psychic Specialist, you very easily can get multiple Pokemon we don't really want to see. Like something like Gardevoir, Starmie. If it's Starmie lead, well, really either way, I think we're kind of doomed. Because we're not one-shotting Gardevoir, and then Starmie can outspeed and kill the Shiftry before it explodes. No, not trade. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And we're first gonna try Hariyama with 3 fighting type moves. Because I wanted to give Rock Slide. But I want to see which fighting move I use more. So I'm saying Starmie is off the fraud list? No, that's not what I'm saying. There's a difference between using Starmie and facing Starmie. It's the same with Metagross. Metagross is one of the scariest Pokemon to face, but is one of the Pokemon I think isn't good to use. I say as I'm currently really excited about using it on my Dugong team. And Starmie is still a good Pokemon. Brick Break, Vital Throw, and I believe we also have Revenge at the moment. We should have Revenge, I'm pretty sure. I did breed with Machop for that, right? Yeah. And this is gonna be Earthquake. We did go maximum speed, Hariyama, or almost maximum speed, so the Revenge maybe isn't as good as it maybe should be. Oh, oops. You might even consider counter over Revenge? Maybe. Without Rock Slide, we can't hit Gengar or Mischievous. Now, I don't really want the 1v1 Gengar with Hariyama. But I also don't really want the 1v1 Gengar with Shiftry. Gengar is another no-no Pokemon. And I definitely don't want to get Thunderbolted on Gyarados. Don't underestimate the value of knockoff. I don't think knockoff has any value in Dome. Like, it's way too high of a cost. Like, this is not... We're not using a team with good Pokemon. Like, if we had, let's say, a Suicune in the back, then sure. Getting rid of Quick Claw. Yeah, that's valuable, but what's the value on this team? There is no value. Knockoff is only good for specific teams. It's more of a tower singles move. Rock Tomb for Gengar. The issue is no single-use TMs allowed. I don't know. Can we get Rock Tomb through breeding? Maybe? I don't know. No, we can't get it through breeding. Well, no Rock Tomb then. Not unless both. No, that's not true. You don't need both parents for TM moves. You only need the father to have it. Both parents is for level up moves. I know Relicanth learns it from level up. Don't know if there's a breeding chain from Relicanth to Hariyama. It also needs to be only Pokemon available in Emerald. Claydol gets it, which isn't going to be able to breed with anything, and Relicanth. Though Relicanth is literally the only one that has a chance. There are of course many water types. You can breed with water 1 and water 2. So we would need to find a water Pokemon that can end up breeding with Hariyama or breeding with someone who can breed with Hariyama. But if it's possible, maybe that is an angle we go for. Then we go HP invested Hariyama. Probably, so we can survive Psychic from Gengar and maybe also from Starmie. Probably also from Starmie. And that will improve our matchup. There aren't any human shape water types, but some of them have multiple groups. Oops, failed. Does Spinda get Rock Tomb? Probably not. Oh, it does. Okay, if we can breed something... The Spinda. Actually, we can sketch. We can use Smeargle. And breed with Spinda. Okay, I think we can get Rock Tomb. Let's see, you are... Yeah, okay. I think we can get it. Okay, that's good to know. We might end up with making a new Hariyama. Missed out on free Otters XP? We're not gonna kill the poor Otters. Do you think there's a path to field through Walrein? Yeah, probably learns Rock Tomb as well, right? But yeah, I think the Smeargle path will be the easiest one. So yeah, maybe we make a new Hariyama if this team doesn't work out. Bringing a fighting type into a psychic trainer, that would be interesting. And if they don't lead the Pokemon we want to Rock Tomb, we might have an issue. But most of the time, we really only need to make it so we can explode on the last Pokemon. So it should be fine. Remember, you're gonna mail your copy of Emerald, clone some of my Frontier Pokemon and trade them to you? I think it would be easier if you just buy a device that lets you back up your save. And then you can take my save file and trade on emulator or something on your PC. Or you send me your save file and I can trade on my cartridges. 95. Getting closer. Relicanth, Corsola, Spheal, Spinda, Makuhita. That makes sense. Yeah, the Smeargle is definitely gonna be easier. Because then you just sketch, Spinda, Makuhita. Wait, did I just select trade? No. Okay. But yeah, a lot of is possible with egg moves. A lot more than you would think. I'll have a look later at some damage calcs. See what kind of bulk we need to survive a Psychic from Starmie. Might not be that much because Modest, Perfect, Latios already has some rolls that doesn't kill Machamp, and I think also same with Hariyama. I'm not entirely sure. No, I think there's one Hariyama that has like defensive investment. The other ones do die, I think. The ones that are just HP. So yeah, if a perfect Modest Latios isn't guaranteed to kill, of course that is against perfect Machamp and not random IV Machamp. Surely we will be able to survive a 3 IV Modest Starmie Psychic. Also, we still need to vote on names for these Pokemon. Let's see. Let's start with Gyarados. I'll make a poll. All right, poll is up. Feel free to vote for a name for the Gyarados. We have too many names for Shiftry because I can only put 4 options in a poll. Should have nicknamed Gyarados Nighthawk? Maybe. That would have been fitting as well. Also, if anyone still has a suggestion for Hariyama, we only have 3 options at the moment. I can add another one in for the poll. Shenron is winning. Nobody has voted for Blaine. Last stream, Blaine was like the most popular option, but we didn't do the vote yet. Or at least multiple people were saying Blaine. They like Blaine. And the reason for Blaine is that Blaine gives you Fire Blast and says don't go wasting it on a water Pokemon or something like that. But then you can just give it to your Gyarados. And especially in Gen 1, it's quite good on Gyarados. Well, it's maybe not the most useful move at that point in the game, because fire coverage isn't that special. But the move itself is quite strong. I think Shenron is winning. So I think we'll end the poll soon. So if you really want something else to win, vote now. And I need to figure out which 4 names for Shiftry putting in here. Yeah, you can sketch Rock Tomb from the wild Relicanth, or you can catch the Relicanth and then sketch it in a doubles battle. I don't think that will be too big of an issue. Either way, we're gonna need to encounter a Relicanth. Oh yeah, you could also just use Ball Toy. Okay, Gyarados. It's gonna be Shenron. I think the next record mix we're gonna get level 100. What is my favorite Shiftry choice? I don't know. I don't really feel strongly about any of them. Alright, Shiftry name poll is up. Ooh, are we gonna be just short? Or are we just gonna make it? No, I think we'll make it. Actually, no. I think we might be. Yeah, we're gonna be short. Dang. Timmy named your Hariyama Needle? Because Hari means needle? Interesting. The needle isn't exactly what I associate with this really big, fat sumo wrestler. But it also makes it kind of funny. Brine for Hariyama? Why brine, Derek? It's a level 1 relearn special move? For Hariyama? Interesting. It's about the Pokemon using salt water, so you assume it's using its sweat. Ew. That sounds great. I don't know, maybe sumo wrestlers do something with seawater. I don't know. I don't know that much about them. There we go. 3 level 100 Pokemon. First we get called about Machoke and now about Machop. Do one more record mix so that the secret base is ready to go again. Though we might use a different one next time. Famous big girls. Remember, only in America do you have those, I think. In the Netherlands, we do not care for famous people. So you would need to be the one coming up with those suggestions. Wait, no, I don't need to go downstairs. I'm just automatically running away. We need to trade. And I need to switch my party. So I don't want to trade away the Latioses. Lizzo is the most obvious. I mean, if you say so. What does Lizzo do? Why is she famous? Okay, I've seen Maplewood at 50% for a while, so I think Maplewood is winning. Remember you guessed she made music or something? You don't even know? You just know she's a big girl? Oops. She just showed up one day telling overweight people to stop trying to lose weight and embrace their obesity. That sounds American. That sounds great. I don't know where the name blocker came from. Alright. We've got a poll for Hariyama's nickname. That's what made her popular? Ah, okay, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Alright, no longer need our turbo controller. We of course need to do something very important. Evolve our Nuzleaf. How about Judo Chop? I don't know, it's too late. We already have a poll. I just realized I was only on top chat. I may have missed some messages. I hate that top chat is a thing and that it's the default. Americans hate accountability, so anyone promoting laziness can get a huge following. Yeah, I mean, there are always people who want to believe the whatever people say that is low effort. Okay, looks like Ronda Rousey is winning. I mean, I think that's the most well-known name on the list, so that makes sense. Wait, it doesn't fit. uh... Hmm. I hadn't realized there was one letter too many. I guess we'll go like this. It's too late. Right, which items? I think I wanted to give you leftovers. Do I have leftovers? I can buy them. Do we have guts? Yeah. What do we put on the Hariyama? We could put a choice band on Hariyama. A white herb. I don't remember what I had planned. I guess we'll... Oh, we don't have space, oh. Oh, oops. Wrong one. And we still need to teach Earthquake. I hope I still have an Earthquake on this save file. We might need to trade back. Waterstone, Thunderstone, Firestone. Pearl I can sell, but I guess we'll put it in the box for now. Do I have a Lumberry still, or do I need to steal one? Probably need to steal one. Yeah, we need to steal. Leftovers to Gyarados. Choice Band to Hariyama for now. Then we need a Lumberry. Because we don't want to get like paralyzed and be unable to explode or something like that. They both have Cherry Berry. I already stole this Lumberry apparently. You don't have it either, right? No. There's definitely one in here. Okay. Earthquake TM. There we go. So Earthquake is a TM you can get multiple times in a single game. It's difficult, but it's possible. Like you can get it from pickup, but your pickup Pokemon needs to be at least level 91. Alright, I think we will do one attempt with the team, unless we lose really early. Previous streak 8. So we are at 0. No, we're not. We're not in tower doubles. Team in description. Actually, wait, do I have an item for Hariyama in the description? No. I don't have any items in the description. Okay, we'll just go with this for now then. Go from there. Gyarados, Shiftry, Hariyama. Early round grind. Gold medal first try? Seems unlikely, but it's possible. Oh no, not level 50. Shiftry will be our main carry, I think. At least for the later parts, because Explosion is hopefully gonna put in some work. But we'll see. I mean, it's gonna depend on what we run into. Wait. I don't think I gave Gyarados the moves it needs. Well, it's round 1, so it doesn't matter. I think we have like no moves on Gyarados. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna need to change that before the next round. At least round 1 it doesn't matter. And I think I have all of the TMs already on the save file. Dangerous kitty to start off? Yeah, we're very afraid. It's Eevee! This Eevee set is probably a lot more dangerous in... I don't know, is it Gen 4 or is it Gen 5? When it gets adaptability? I mean, a lot more dangerous. It's never gonna be very dangerous. But it has Endure Flail. And Flail at 1 HP is like a 200 base power move. And then you have Stab, and then adaptability increases stab damage. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly. So it becomes a pretty strong move. Let's put explosion last so I don't accidentally explode on anything. So we should maybe increase the PP on Giga Drain. 5 PP is not a lot. We're just 2 HP short of being able to survive 3 seismic tosses in a row. I mean, that's probably not gonna come up anyway. And against something like Blissey, we have Leech Seed. So... doesn't really matter. Also, we might just explode on that one. Or is it the one? No, I think the one is Bright Powder, maybe. Derek, you love Gen 3 Giga Drain? Why specifically the Gen 3 one? Just the animation, or...? Sharpedo, Sneasel, Wartortle. 60 power, 5 PP. Yeah, completely broken move. Can't believe they put such a powerful thing in the game. And then, what is it? Is it Gen 4? Or 5? I think 4. Drain Punch. That's like 70 base power or 75 with like 15 PP, I want to say. Maybe it's 10. Like, why? Derek, you thinking later gens? It had 10 PP and 80 power? Possibly. Ooh, Wartortle survives. And it survives again because Focus Band. And now it yawns me? Okay. Do we really need to do this? Another yawn. We have Lumberry. Let's go for the big, super effective move. Nice. Take a very short nap. Big crit, definitely needed that. Sharpedo is super bulky. Definitely would not die otherwise to a super effective move. Seadra Sunflora, one of the least common Pokemon in the entire frontier. So that's interesting. We'll do a Feint Attack. See what happens. Okay, that did nothing. Okay, we're gonna switch. Does this thing double team as well? Is it like similar to the Vileplume? Battle Dance. Okay, so it's guaranteed to attack again. Let's try Revenge. Revenge makes us move last, but it doubles our damage if we get hit first. Goodbye, Sunflora. Rain Dance. Uh-oh. Now we probably die to the next hit. Do we get the poison point? Never mind, we don't die. I guess this Seadra doesn't have a very good move. This is probably the Aurora Beam Seadra. I don't know what kind of water move it would have. Hariyama carry. We didn't lose in round 1. Let's go. That's something. Okay, now actually teach moves to Gyarados. Thunderbolt. Ice Beam. The second time it's learning Ice Beam because we accidentally spammed A too much and learned Hyper Beam instead. While grinding. Do we have a Flamethrower somewhere? Yeah. Flamethrower. You can buy these TMs from the casino. So you can get a bunch of these as well. And then last is going to be Surf, which obviously we have an infinite supply of. Hariyama can learn Surf. Okay, I think I have a PP Max somewhere. Okay, now we have 8 Giga Drains. That's a lot better than 5. Okay, on to round 2. This still won't be too interesting, or at least it shouldn't be. And now we can actually use Gyarados, so that will make things even easier. This Dunsparce, it's dangerous. This is Glare Headbutt, I think. With Serene Grace, which doubles the chance of secondary effects, so it glares you, then it's faster, and you have a chance to be paralyzed every turn. Then it uses Headbutt, which is a 60% chance to cause a flinch. Luckily, we one-shot. We do not get hit by, what, Lex Incense I think this thing has? 5% chance to dodge a move. But yeah, I've mentioned this a bunch of times, but I have lost my Latios to this Dunsparce. Full health Latios, but we switched in, I think, on Glare. And then we just couldn't move. Very funny. I often caught Dunsparce in Gen 2. I didn't really use it that much. At least it was never on my team for a whole playthrough. But I usually caught the rare Pokemon in Gen 2. Like, I would catch Dunsparce. I would catch Yanma. I would catch Mantine. I would catch Tauros. And they usually didn't stay on my team for very long. But I don't know, I thought it was cool to have them, I guess. Alright, Thunderbolt. First time we get to do something, and it's an instant one-shot. Gyarados good. Why doesn't everyone use... Wait, we don't one-shot. No! Gyarados not good. I guess this is max HP, max special defense, Pelipper. That's still kind of sad though. Oof, that's painful. This is just like yesterday where... Or it wasn't yesterday. 2 days ago? Where I think Latios failed to one-shot a Swallow with Ice Beam. Because it was also max HP, max special defense. But this is a 4 times super effective move, so it's a little bit worse. But then... Gyarados? Ouch, that's a big crit. Gyarados can also survive Thunderbolts. Because there is a max HP, max special defense set in the Frontier. And I think Latios has a role to kill it with Thunderbolt. Selfie is an expert. Jump Bluff. Golbat. We will Ice Beam. Because if we get a freeze, that's better than getting paralysis. We are already faster. There's the freeze. Ah, nope. It doesn't really matter. I mean, maybe it has Confuse Ray, and it could be a little annoying. And Jump Bluff. Who actually is faster because it's base 120 speed, I think? Or is it 110? It's fast. Jump Bluff is an interesting Pokemon because it gets Encore. So you could have a lead that is weak to water, fighting, ground, basically Aggron. And then you switch into Jump Bluff and you Encore them, and then you like Leech Seed and maybe spam Double Team or something. And then you can potentially beat an entire team with Jump Bluff. As long as they're not grass types, which makes them immune to Leech Seed. And you don't miss your Leech Seeds too often, which is 10%. Like you can beat a lot of Pokemon. Any plans after the stream? So in half an hour, Magpie is gonna stream his current world record streak in the factory. So I think I'm gonna go for a walk and listen to the stream. Or maybe I'm gonna bike to the beach or something. Basically, I'm gonna go outside. What about you, Derek? Any plans for today? Besides shiny hunting? Yeah, it's really nice outside. Okay, second round completed. Derek, you might go to 10k today and then you might go to the skate park. Alright. Sounds good too. So do you skate? Do you have like a skateboard or what do you call skiers? Or something else? Wigglytuff plus all Linoon. You're a skateboarder? Nice. There's a nice park in Alphen aan de Rijn with nice little water with a beach next to it. Sounds good. I hope you have a good time. Wigglytuff. Should attempt 1. Linoon. This might be the choice band one. Yep. Oh no! My choice band got taken away and I've been given a choice band. You too? Thank you. I'm sure I'll have a fine day. Any way to make Wigglytuff viable? Yes. Maybe. But I'm planning to use one in the dome. I think currently the plan is to go like Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, counter. Because Wigglytuff's thing is having a lot of HP and not the best defenses, so I think counter will be good. Relatively speaking, it will be good. Let's see. We'll lead you. Derek, you want to use one so bad? I have not really used Wigglytuff much in Gen 3. Or earlier gens. It was always like Clefable or the Nidos. Okay, this is the one thing we brought the Hariyama for. Who is better, Wigglytuff or Clefable? Clefable. This is why you run a choice band Pokemon, Urban Skyer? I mean, just one-shotting everything is very nice. Uh-oh. Fully paralyzed. This thing has Thunder. This could really hurt. Metal Sound? Oh, but it missed. And we're fully okay. I think if that didn't miss, we just lost, I think. We probably get one shot. This Hariyama has guts. If Solrock comes in, we can't touch it. Kadabra comes in. Okay, we're not gonna switch. Actually, should we? It sees the kill with a psychic type move, I assume. Yeah. Yours as well, Urban Sky. You wish it had Thick Fat. Thick Fat would be nice for this team as well, so we have a resistance to ice. But this is the one I got, and I don't care that much for this team. They both have their advantages. Okay, our first real trainer. Gyarados should do well here. Let's see. We don't have Rock Slide, so we can't really hit Gyarados with Hariyama. Same for Salamence, so I guess we're bringing Shiftry second. Yeah, with all the Thunder Wave spam, Guts can definitely be nice. Gyarados, okay, this is Gyarados 1, which is bulky. So it probably survives my Thunderbolt, but I think this one wants to Thunder Wave me. We don't have Lumberry, so I guess we're gonna get paralyzed. Actually, I think we're gonna switch, explode, and then Gyarados sweeps. Hopefully. Yeah, that's a huge jump in power. Yeah, this is like a round 4 team. Goodbye, Gyarados. This is why we have the Lumberry on Shiftry, so we can do stuff like this. Now we get the Intimidate on Aggron, which is nice. And goodbye, Aggron. Yeah, I figured if we're gonna lose, it's gonna be because Gyarados is fully paralyzed or something. So this was a safer play. Or at least it felt safer to me. That was a Quick Claw Aggron. And now we're back to Lairon. 2 Hitmons. Let's go, base 60 special attack Gyarados. Exactly. We're a powerhouse. Aggron is too cool to be so cheeks. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Detect? Yeah, detect. Could be the kind of Pokemon where like, oh no, this Pokemon is scary, let's explode, and then it uses detect. Dynamic Punch? Uh-oh. Confusion, no. I mean, it probably just sees a kill with Dynamic Punch, so it wouldn't detect. We don't hit ourselves in confusion. Dodge Dynamic Punch. Snap out of confusion. Okay, that's quite fortunate. Not that it really matters, like this Hitmonchan isn't doing anything to me. And Hitmontop. We have more than enough HP to survive 3 Seismic Tosses, especially with the leftovers. Dodge into Snap Out is Aura. Yeah, this Gyarados is carrying us. It's good, trust. Oh, it does have Rock Slide. And crits me. Uh-oh. Well, so much for our Aura. Oh, but we crit back. Let's go, Hariyama. And now we're sort of out of the early rounds. Round 4 is like usually a mix of round 3 and round 4 trainers. So it will be a little bit like this round where we might run into something scary, but also something really easy. That's a real trainer. Meganium, but it's not Meganium 2. We have Vital Throw, so Meganium 2 shouldn't be too big of an issue for us. Eggy, Aggron, Meganium. Eggy? Do I take this on with Shiftry? I guess I will. Probably doesn't really matter. Oh, it's the curse one. It's only at neutral attack. That's some big damage. Sleep powder, we have Lum. I have no idea what the AI logic is for sleep moves. And Aggron, okay. If it was Meganium, we were going to explode, I think. Although it might have been Bright Powder. Aggron sees the kill with Focus Punch, which means it doesn't go for Thunder Wave. It just wants to kill us. Unfortunately for Aggron, that means we are just attacking, so it's gonna lose focus every time. Lives on 1. I could have boomed here for fun. Oh, big crit on the 1 HP Aggron. Gorbis, Kecleon, Sneasel. Okay, so this is probably a round 3 trainer. These are all Pokemon that are considered to be too weak to show up on most higher round teams. Like, they can show up on some of them. Like Fishermen, who are type specialists, can have Gorbis. I think Pokefan might have Sneasel. Or maybe Hexmaniac. Let's see. We're looking pretty strong with a Brick Break. Gorbis. Okay, that's the only one I'm a little bit afraid of. Because it's gonna set up rain most likely. So if it survives and then it crits me with Swift Swim, rain boosted, whatever it has. Surf. And it didn't crit, okay, good. I was getting a little scared there for a moment. I don't know if Shiftry outspeeds Gorbis. It might. Sneasel. Do we just die? Probably. It has Aerial Ace. Uh-oh. We don't die. Oh no, Sneasel. You poor thing. This was your one chance. I should have maybe brought the Gyarados to deal with the Gorbis. Because that was really the only way we would lose. Okay, another round 3 trainer. Cacturn. Okay, Teeter Dance is annoying. Sandstorm, Sandveil is annoying. I think it has Mega Kick, which with Intimidate shouldn't do too much. There's the Mega Kick. Yeah. Okay, that wasn't too bad. In comes Lunatone. We just go for a surf. Almost one shot. That's because Lunatone has decent base special defense, but low defense, so I'm pretty sure it's max HP, max defense investment. And that's why the Soul Rock, despite having the opposite stat investment, actually took less damage from a special move because it's max special defense invested. Alright, who's the last trainer? Damien. Back with more dragons. Let's see. Aerodactyl 1 is a little bit scary for Gyarados. I'm pretty sure it also has Aerial Ace, so it can hit everyone on my team. Ice Beam kills Flygon. Thunderbolt will deal with Gyarados. I mean, Surf does one-shot the Aerodactyl, but if we get crit by Ancient Power, we die. We'll bring the Shiftry because Explosion can help us out, worst case scenario. Flygon, okay, that's a good start. Although if Arrow is in the back, I would have wished I got the Intimidate. I wonder if I should switch out. It is of course Arrow in the back. Does this one-shot us? One second, I'm gonna look at how bad or good our defensive IVs are. 19 HP, 15 defense. Okay, they're very average. It might be a roll for Aerodactyl to one-shot us. Probably Shiftry just dies to... How's our bulk? Okay, we are way less bulky. Okay, we're gonna switch out so we can Intimidate. Hopefully no Omni Boost, then we probably lose. Because of the special defense boost, mostly. Yeah, so now we get outsped and die to Aerial Ace. Oh, it doesn't have Aerial Ace. Is that... Oh, but we do get crit, of course. But that means he's not gonna crit Gyarados, right? He already got the crit. Okay. Survived, but it did less than 50%. So as long as we don't get crit, I guess I was hoping we would kill. But seeing that we don't, I should have gone for Thunderbolt. So we could have had a chance to paralyze. Oh, this thing could probably King's Rock me as well. Please, no crit, no King's Rock. No crit. No flinch. We made it through. But that was kind of scary. I guess in the end it didn't really matter that I went for the Intimidate. I'm not sure if the Aerodactyl didn't have Aerial Ace or if it saw the kill with Ancient Power because it was rolled to kill me. But maybe I'm confusing my Aerodactyl sets. And it's a different one that has Aerial Ace. But I thought this one had Aerial Ace. So now we only have real trainers. There might still be like a weaker Pokemon here or there, but not too many. Okay, so this is quite dangerous looking one. Metagross is dangerous. Crobat could be really annoying. This is bulky Crobat. Which is slower, but I'm not sure how slow. Ideally, it's not lead Gyarados, because then we get paralyzed. Well, I could do the switch explosion play again. Metagross lead. Okay, so this is Quick Claw. And we have Flamethrower for this thing. But we do less than 50%. But we dodge Meteor Mash. Metagross bad. If we were modest, that probably would have been a 2-shot. But I decided I preferred outspeeding Flygon, Salamence, that sort of stuff. So you can see we still beat Metagross, or at least this Metagross, pretty easily. Now it did help that we dodged, but still, like, we have a lot of HP. I think I'm gonna go switch and do the explosion play. There might be a chance he goes for Dragon Dance instead of Thunder Wave. Oh wait, this is Gyarados too. Never mind. Forgot we're no longer just facing set once for a second there. Might have also been Metagross 2 then, it probably was. So yeah, that is the Gyarados that has inspired this Gyarados. We both have Thunderbolt. Yes, Metagross never beating the allegations. Except that I'm using it on my double steam and it's doing pretty well. But it doesn't have Meteor Mash. Clefable, Rhydon, Mischievous. Okay, so it's not special attacking Clefable because that's Clefable free and that shows up next round. The main thing we need to happen is to not end up with Hariyama into Mischievous because we cannot touch Mischievous. Now that we do not have a rock move yet. Okay, Mischievous lead, that's good. We don't have to worry about a potential Bright Powder because we have Feint Attack. Thunder Wave and Confuse Ray both do not do anything because of Lumberry. Okay, that's a lot of damage. There's Thunder Wave. It is leftovers. Hello, Sandy. Good morning to you. Now let's not die to double Quick Claw. Nice. I don't know if this one has Mega Horn, but Quick Claw Mega Horn into Quick Claw Horn Drill. That would have been unfortunate. Unlikely. But unfortunate. Gunnar, Tentacruel, Executor, Vileplume. These are kind of dangerous. Tentacruel, if it has Mirror Code against Gyarados, I lose. I don't know which Vileplume this is. Kind of want to bring all of my Pokemon. That's the issue I'm having. I think I'm gonna go Shiftry, Gyarados, and if it's Tentacruel, I explode. And then we might be in trouble against Bright Powder Double Team Vileplume. That might end up losing us the streak. It's Vileplume lead. Do I still explode? No. I don't know if this wants to Sludge Bomb. But this Vileplume could beat us. I think it's Vileplume 2 that has the double team. Yeah, okay. Maybe I should have gone Feint Attack. Well, let's try. We do less than 50%, that's not good. Giga Drain. Double team Giga Drain. Ingrain. Toxic? That kind of hurts, Vileplume. Okay, so it's kind of low. I don't think it wants to double team again. I don't know what the priority for Ingrain is. It might go Ingrain now. Or it's also possible it still goes for double team. It's just less likely compared to full HP. There's Ingrain. Okay, we just really need to not miss. Or it's gonna start healing out of range. Okay, good job, Gyarados. Yeah, this Vileplume is actually scary. And there's Tentacruel. This last Pokemon, so we can just explode on this now. No problem. I don't know which set this one is. No Mirror Coat, that's good. Although I don't think it matters at this point. Unless maybe... No. Okay. It looks like my router just died. Oh, no, it came back. I switched to a hotspot and then my router came back on. Okay. I think we got Sludge Bombed because we're poisoned. Or did it have Toxic? I don't know. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with my router. I think yesterday evening it disconnected as well. Or last night. But then I went to bed. And it was fine. It was like, oh, it's probably a one-time thing. But now it happened again. Okay, we made it to Tucker. This should be pretty straightforward. I think the only way we lose... Nah, there might be two ways. A lot of focus bands from the Swampert, or it's Nah, I'm not sure if we even lose the critical hit from Charizard. Okay, it's Swampert lead. Go for the Giga Drain. I think it's a guaranteed kill. Assuming no focus band. Okay, Swampert goes down. In comes the Mens. And now it doesn't really matter what we do. We're not gonna kill this because we are intimidated and we have like no attack. I don't know if we even kill... Oh yeah, we would kill without Intimidate. Now Salamence doesn't get to move because this is singles. In doubles, it would get to move. And goodbye Salamence. And that's the silver symbol. We didn't get the silver symbol first try with the other team. So maybe this team is just way better. I think we'll keep going a little bit longer. Try to get gold or until we lose. And then we'll stop there for today. Just quickly wishing Magpie good luck. Alright, Armaldo, Nidoqueen, Cradily. Armaldo is a scary Pokemon. I'm pretty sure we don't one-shot Armaldo with Surf. Let's see. Do we bring Hariyama? I think so. Nidoqueen. This might be special Nidoqueen. I'm not sure which set the special one is. But at the same time, does Thunderbolt even kill me? I'm not sure. We do have no bulk. But it's also a free IV Nidoqueen. But I think, just to be safe, let's switch here. There's the Thunderbolt. Well, we definitely would have died to crit Thunderbolt. That's for sure. That's a little unfortunate. Armaldo next. Okay, in that case, we'll stay in. Quick Claw Swords Dance. Well, that's scary for sure. At least it didn't see a kill. Like if it killed us... Okay, it didn't Quick Claw the second time. If it killed us this or last turn, and then Surf doesn't one-shot, and it sets up a Swords Dance and Quick Claw one-shots me, that would have been unfortunate. But I'm not sure that would even work, because I think it has Double Edge. No, that's the Choice Band one maybe. Well, it doesn't matter. We're in round 6. Okay, so this Swimmer Pedro, this is actually a trainer I know well because he shows up in the highest difficulty rounds. And he's showing up a round early. So he's a round 7 trainer. Highest difficulty is round 8 and he can still show up there. But because of the dome, he's showing up early in round 6. He only has set 4s, which means this is a Bright Powder Wall Rain with Sheer Cold. It's also Choice Band Gramble. Do we one-shot Gramble after Intimidate? I want to say yes, but I'm not sure. What do I do against the Slacking? Wait, this is special Slacking, I think. Okay, Slacking is fine. Scariest thing is the Wall Rain for sure, because I want to go Vital Throw so I don't miss, but then it can just Sheer Cold me. So want to do test. Does my chat work still? There's the Gramble lead. So I'm not entirely sure if we can kill now, but I think we do. Yep. Maybe if it's max IVs, it lives. But actually, it has no bulk on this one. Okay, Wall Rain comes in. This is no bulk Wall Rain as well. Max attack, max special attack. But it has better bulky base stats. So I'm gonna switch out so that we can one-shot. Ice Beam. That really hurts. We hit Thunderbolt. It's maybe a 2-shot. I think Wall Rain is probably gonna live the next one. But probably it's a roll. I would love to not have to gamble. Okay, it lives on 1. Kills us with Ice Beam. I'm not gonna go for Vital Throw. Because there's a 10% chance we miss. But I think there's a 15% chance we get one-shot by Sheer Cold. And there's also a chance we get frozen by Ice Beam. We don't miss. Good. Jarrett. I have no clue what Jarrett has. Sailor. Medical Champion. A Wall Rain is back. And a Kingdra. I want to say it's Wall Rain 3 this time, maybe? I'm not entirely sure which set Walrein 3 is. Also not sure... To be honest, I'm not sure what any of these sets are. Might want a boom. So bulky Walrein is definitely at least 3 Thunderbolts from the Gyarados. Don't think it's Bright Powder. One of them does have Protect, but is that Blizzard Protect? So it would probably see a kill with Blizzard on Shiftry, so we could always Explode. Kingdra don't really deal much damage to. And then a Medicham. I don't know which one this is. It might be Elemental Punches. So Hariyama does quite a lot of damage to Kingdra. One-shots Walrein probably. The Medicham is annoying because it could be Psychic. But then if I go Shiftry, it might have a fighting move. Might also be the reversal one, because there's reversal Blaziken, which is set free. There's reversal Kangaskhan with Salic Berry, which is set free. So it makes sense if Medicham 3 is also Salic Berry. Which means it does have Psychic. Okay, Kingdra. It might be Dragon Dance. I feel like it's Dragon Dance. So I'm gonna Brick Break. Also we outspeed. I did give a lot of speed to this Hariyama. Hydro Pump. That could have been Dragon Dance. Yeah, no, one of them has it. Okay, that's a good start. I think that definitely is Dragon Dance. That did so little damage. And Walrein. Okay. Nice. Good job, Hariyama. Ellison. Tuber. Another Walrein. Wait. Attacks with powerful low PP moves? That's a phrase? Interesting. Is it just talking about sheer cold? I don't know, is that considered to be powerful? Let's see. I think this is Rain Dance Thunder Gyarados. I'm definitely leading Hariyama because we want to Brick Break, Miltank, and Walrein. And then I think I want to go Explosion in the back. Okay. Focus Punch Miltank. It's a one-shot. And I would really appreciate seeing the wall rain. It's Gyarados. Okay. It's probably gonna set up rain. I think I just go for damage. Oh, Hydro Pump. Okay. That hurt, but less than 50. Not that it really matters. And it might be a roll. Misses, Hydro Pump. I think the set is Hydro Pump. Actually, is this Gyarados 2? So I think Gyarados 3 has Surf. Surf, Thunder. It just Shell Belt, right? Yeah, this is Gyarados 2. Yeah, Thunderbolt. Okay, we don't have to worry about Quick Claw then. Very nice. Don't need to explode. Big crit. Okay. Could have been a little bit scary with Quick Claw, but I don't think it could really kill me. Even with a crit. And I would just explode anyway. Okay, on to round 7. This is a pretty good first attempt so far, but we haven't run into any psychic specialists in the later rounds. Those are the ones we're afraid of. Let's see. Shiftry, Mightyena, Electrode. Okay. Hariyama, Shiftry. We get intimidated. Not ideal, but probably not gonna matter. Goodbye, Mightyena. It does mean we get a free kill. If it's Electrode, I might switch out. I don't know if I need to. It is Electrode. I'm gonna switch out. Thunder Wave. Interesting. It is faster than me, I'm pretty sure. I could explode, but I think there is a Focus Band and there might also be Bright Powder Electrode. So we are going Feint Attack and then we can Vital Throw to finish this off and never worry about missing. Also, we just win anyway. Assuming we don't get full Parrot, which we don't. Good. It might live on a roll. It doesn't. Nice. Maniac Marv with a Dragonite, an Ursaring, and a Metagross. Now that's a dangerous team. Emphasizes HP. I mean, Ursaring, I think every set is max HP. I think. Maybe there's a mixed attacking one somewhere, just like Gramble has one. Does it emphasize attack? So it's a special attacking Dragonite. Maybe. Or no, maybe it's Dragon Dance. It's probably Dragon Dance. I'm not sure. Okay, I think we lead Gyarados. But then who's in the back? Is it just Hariyama? It's probably Hariyama. But we can't really touch Dragonite, but... Let's see, if it's Dragonite, we definitely want the Ice Beam turn 1. And Dragonites might live, because it's really bulky. Then if I get defeated by it, Shiftry would never beat Metagross. Well, maybe, but not realistically. So I think I have to go Hariyama in the back. If it's Ursaring lead, I think I switch into Hariyama and hope I don't die to Quick Claw or Bright Powder. This is Ursaring 4, that's Bright Powder. If it's not, it probably is Quick Claw. Ursaring lead, okay. Worst case scenario, maybe? Potentially. At least we get an Intimidate. Maybe it's the special Ursaring. Yeah, it is. Okay, that does make sense. Because otherwise it was very likely to be HP and attack emphasis. Now, Dragonite would actually be kind of bad. Because it doesn't see a kill on me. And I don't know. Okay, there's Dragonite. I think it's a Dragon Dancer, but I could be wrong. If it has Thunderbolt, we might be in trouble. And it definitely can have Thunderbolt. Thunder, uh-oh. Oh, I should not have switched. Please live? Nah. Okay, GG. We lose to not knowing which Dragonite it was. I'm surprised there was no emphasis on special attack. What is... Okay, now that it's over, or like it doesn't matter, I'm gonna look up the set. Dragonite. Rain Dance. Why didn't you Rain Dance last time? Wait. There's a chance we kill this. Rain Dance. It's Dragonite 9. No, it lives on one. Do we live? We might live, maybe? Please? No. Oh my god. Why does it have to thunder? Quick Claw as well. Well, unlucky. It's max HP, max special attack. Ursaring. Oh, it's 170 special attack on the Ursaring. Maybe that's why there was no emphasis on special attack. Okay, unfortunate. We made it to round 7 on the first attempt. That's not too bad. We could have very easily won. Like, that was definitely a roll to kill with Brick Break. And maybe I should have just stayed in. I don't know if Dragon Dance Dragonite is really that scary. I probably should have just stayed in. And then, as long as we don't get Quick Clawed, Thundered, we live. But like, I'm playing without looking things up, so I'm not... And I'm not very familiar with the Dragonites, because I mostly play level 50. But yeah, I guess that was a misplay. But we were also quite unlucky with the random Thunder. That could have also very easily missed. Okay, we're gonna end the stream here for today. A good first attempt, I think. The team is not that bad. Like, it didn't feel too bad, but we, like I said, we didn't run into any special or any psychic type trainers. So I'm gonna end the stream. There will be a pop-up in the chat. If you click it, it will link to Magpie's stream, who is currently doing his world record factory streak, like continuing the world record. So if you're interested, definitely have a look. He's really good at the game. Enjoy the sun. Thank you, Derek. You too. And I'll probably be back tomorrow with my own factory streak, but it's not a world record streak for sure. All right.